Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bishop Exchange. It's me, Des Bishop, here in New York City, New York, talking to John Bishop, who is at the Frog and Bucket Comedy Club in Manchester, and also Bradley, who, for those that are watching, is on the move. And before we started recording, Brad, and you were frozen, I commented that the more you lose weight with that hat on, you really are starting to look like a chav.
That's outrageous.
You're definitely going to fit in Dublin. When we get to Dublin, you're definitely going to.
All right, bud. Can you get us some? Can you get us any gear? Can you get us any gear? Can you?
So for people that's the look. That's where I am. So you can see around the.
John is at the Frog and Bucket where his comedy career began, I do believe.
Yes, and you must have done it more than once.
Yes, one time, many moons ago. I can't even remember how. I did a spot there. I stayed in like a really crappy hotel nearby, and it was like a dark Manchester night, and I just remember thinking like, this isn't what it's about. But that's not to say that the club was rowdy too, man. I remember it being a tough gig. I remember I did okay, but it was that whole night was just like, what the fuck am I doing here? But it was just like,
who else you were on with?
Nah, man, I can't remember anything about it.
Yeah, people don't realize that sometimes because you're coming on bills, and sometimes not everyone's in the room at the same time, so you don't watch everyone's act or status after you.
No, I definitely I watched. But we're talking, this is probably 99, man. This is 26 years ago.
Before I even started, before I ever set foot in here, but it's rowdy. Particularly then it used to get, when I first started, fucking hell, it was rowdy.
Yeah, that night was, my overriding memory of that night was it was rowdy. And like I was gigging in Ireland most of the time, so I didn't have the rowdy protection of like Manchester, Northern England. I just didn't have I remember it being fine, but I just remember being in that hotel room afterwards being like, why am I here?
Yeah.
You know? And it was like one of those, like a lot of those hotels don't exist anymore. They all shut down. Like it was the tail end of like a very old, probably like Victorian hotel, like a creaky bed, and it was fine. You know,
blankets. Did they have blankets instead of a duvet?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, like an infirmary.
Yeah, it really tucked in dead tight, like your nan's just made the bed.
Yeah, that's what I. There's nothing like the sheets of a hotel room. You're like, once you get into that bed, you're not getting out.
Yeah.
You're not getting out, man. So anyway, there was a few gigs like that in the UK in the early part of my career that I remember being like, why am I here? I remember I had a great show, but leading up to it, I was like, what am I doing here? I did the university in Preston, the college in Preston, but the venue ended up being super cool, and the show was fun. But at the time, when I got off the train in Preston, I was like, what am I doing here?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who used to book them, that University Network, because I only did a few of them. They were, what are they called? The big agency.
Off the Curb, I don't. But anyway, it doesn't matter. This was
Off the Curb or the one that.
Oh, was it on the mic or something? Was like something like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Open mic, you're thinking of.
Yeah,
no, that's the production side. No,
all right. That doesn't matter.
Anyway, I did a couple of those.
I still to this day always pay attention to Preston North End's results because I became aware that there was a team, Preston North End, because of that show. And every time I see their results, I think of that gig.
Yeah, but it's funny because like when I first started, bear in mind, when I first started, I was like 34, going through divorce with kids, and then I did some of those universities. It was like your dad coming. I was going, right, so because all my stuff was based on like, who's got kids? Yeah, what are kids like?
Yeah,
all these freshers going, I go, oh, hey, you know, you're in the supermarket and the trolley's not going right because you got the kids in. Oh, what's it like?
Yeah. When I did that gig, I was definitely young, and I remember the venue was like an amphitheater, and it was kind of cool. But years later, I remember when I first started delving into the nostalgia, which was probably like 8-9 years ago. I wrote a ton of material about the phone and, you know, just like back in the day stuff, and it was killing. And then I got booked to do a freshers gig at Cork University of Technology, whatever they CIT. They keep changing the names, and I couldn't wait because, you know, Cork is like my hinterland. Yeah. That's where I started, and I had no idea that when it would be just like 18-year-olds in the crowd, like they literally didn't know what I was talking about. It wasn't so much like I was bombing. It was just like I was giving a lecture on like the world before. I
like
just literally turned into like a
1970s.
history lecturer. And I pivoted. I did pivot out of that material, and like I had a good gig, but I just at some stage I realized, I was like, you guys don't actually know what I'm talking about. And then I was like, they don't get like jokes about landlines and payphones in the house. Because, you know, I used to go out with a girl who had a payphone in the house.
No.
Yeah, that was like a thing in Ireland. So
if you're in your own house.
No, she had a payphone in the house. So to make a call, you had to have 20p.
But did the neighbor...
The dad would get the money and would go towards his bill, you know.
But did you ever remember that bit where neighbours used to come and use your phone?
Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah, that was a big thing in Ireland.
Write down. So-and-so's been, 2 minutes to Liverpool, or 2 minutes to London, or 2 minutes to Nottingham number. Fuck, you know. I mean, listen, the way we're talking, it'd be, remember those phones?
Yeah.
Hello.
Operator, can you connect me to?
Operator, can you connect me?
767 Preston.
T14.
Preston 767. But anyway, she had a payphone. I'm not going to say the number out loud, but the hilarious thing is that I still know her phone number off by heart.
Mate, don't tell me that. Melanie's dad used to answer the phone number by saying the last 4 digits of the phone number.
Oh, yeah. So my cousins in Waterford, they definitely don't live there anymore. They always answer the phone. Hello, 72561. I used to have a joke about that in Ireland.
Yeah. Honestly, Melanie's dad, 3548. That was it. I swear to God, for the first 2 years I went out with it, that's all he said to me. At phone, because my dad just there, 3548, and then he'd go and get it.
Yeah. So my joke, which actually that was one of the jokes I wrote at that time. My joke about Irish people answering the phone to hello 72561 was Irish calls were so expensive. Like people were so tight for cash in Ireland that you needed to say the number in case it was the wrong number, so you could hang up straight away. Be like, oh my God, I nearly got charged a unit for that call. Hello 72561. Yeah, that was the thing. I guess it was the thing in the UK too, to say the number. I thought it was very odd.
Yeah.
Hello 23502. That was the people in Wexford.
I remember our old phone number in our house, 701-205, because we used to answer the phone number like that.
Well, of course I remember the number 3576761. But not only that, it's still, when I go to Walgreens, so, you know, the pharmacies here, they have loyalty things. I use Hannah's phone number for CVS, but when I go to Walgreens, I still use our house number growing up. So I have a joke in my current show where I say, that's my dad joke when I'm with Hannah. I go to Walgreens and they say, do you have a phone number with us? And I say, can I use my dead mom's landline? which is true. I've done this joke. It's not just a joke on stage. I've done the joke in real life. I say, can I use my dead mom's landline? And then they get like uncomfortable, and then they're like, let's see if it works. Now I know it works because I've been using it for years. But then sometimes, and this is 100% true, sometimes they'll say, there's $5 on that account. Because like you build up, and then you get money off. They say, there's $5 on that account. Do you want to use it? And then I look up to the heavens and I'm like, is that okay? But it is a great way to keep your mother's memory alive. My mother would be very happy to know that her now defunct landline still exists to get me discounts at Walgreens.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So, big week, Des.
Why is it a big week?
because the thing we've not been able to talk about.
Oh, came out. Yeah, and number one, you didn't get me a ticket. And then number
Didn't
two.
get a ticket. I asked, there was no tickets.
Yeah, which
There
is
was no tickets.
They're really.
He told me, to, Lisa's here, she'd tell you, there was no tickets.
No, which is fine, but it's and then they had a fancy party at the Comedy Cellar, which also you didn't tell me about.
I didn't know about.
It's listen. How do you feel? How do you feel?
Well, I was in Aberdeen.
And
So
fucking
don't you tell
Adrian
me about
Brody.
missing out on a fancy
but
party.
listen. Adrian Brody, Anna Wintour, like serious, like Illuminati people are at the premiere of the movie that is at least inspired by your life, and you're in Aberdeen. Bradley Cooper is giving a speech. You know, him and Will Arnett are doing the Hollywood thing of just like how much they mean to each other. And you are in Aberdeen, right? Which is so funny because you're still living the
job.
results of this story, right?
That's a
in
good
real
point,
time. And they're out there, you know, giving the sort of fictionalized version of your life, living it up while you're still out there grinding in Aberdeen, making waking the working people of Aberdeen laugh. That's good.
Funny.
That's a story for the
funny.
couch.
Well, it was funny.
I was in
because
Aberdeen being heckled by angry Scots.
Angry Scott. I was as well. Because I said something about saying the last time I was up here, I was in Fife. You know, we got off at Aberdeen, we went north to Fife, and the whole crowd went, "Oh!" I went, "What's wrong?" He said, "It's not north, it's south, it's towards England, it's south." I'm like, Jesus Christ, you have no idea what I've given up to be here tonight. Don't you be shouting at me.
Oh, because you said north. Yeah.
No, but yeah. So for those people who don't know, there's a movie called "Is This Thing Gone," which we've not spoke about, and we won't go.
Oh, that's right. We never put any of that out. I totally forgot. The whole time I was thinking we did talk about it. For our listeners, we had a full conversation about this, and we never put it out.
We had a full conversation, and then because this is a movie that is basically coming out, we sent it to the studio, and they asked us not to put it out because it would preempt all of the which was fair enough. It would preempt the premiere. So the world premiere was on Friday in New York, and the next screening is tomorrow in London. So I'm going to that one, and the reviews have been extremely positive.
Oh, I actually
good.
I didn't see the reviews. You know why? I was distracted by the fact that you were posting reviews of your own show. Like we're in fucking Edinburgh 2010.
Exactly.
Desperate times.
Bradley said, "Shall I post it?" I said, "Post it, Brad. Put it out there."
I like the way somewhere in that review was a little bit of a passive aggressive of like, I mean, I haven't really enjoyed them lately, but this one was good.
I know. Well, the thing is, sometimes you get reviewers and you know what they're going to write before they come because you know that they're not into you. They're not into your thing. And I think he falls into that bracket. But he enjoyed it. He enjoyed the show despite going, wishing he wasn't going to enjoy the show.
Begrudgingly enjoyed it.
Thinking that he's not going to enjoy it. He got there and enjoyed it. So it was good. So it was a good review. But also the interesting thing, it was in a newspaper, the Daily Mail. My review was at the bottom, and then above it was a review of this film called I Swear, which my mate's written and directed. And we both got 4 stars. So I sent it to him and he sent it to me, which is really funny. Saying, look, you've done all right. So, so anyway, the reviews of the film from New York have been good. It's been positive.
Have you gotten any mentions?
Yeah.
You getting mentions?
Yeah, a lot of people. I got a mention in the Aberdeen Gazette.
Bishop makes geographical mistake. Fife is not north of Aberdeen, you fucking Egypt.
Yeah, No, because it's within it's within knowledge that it's based on, or in part inspired by the events that took place in this room 20 years ago.
That's crazy.
And that's the mad thing about it. It was 20 years ago this month I first walked on that stage there and did the first ever gig. That is now, 25 years ago, that has now become this Hollywood film. It's absolutely
It's pretty wild.
bonkers. Oh,
And because last week you told the story about telling your parents that you were doing shows, and your dad said, "Don't make a show of yourself." And
yeah.
am I wrong to say that they kind of represent that scene in the trailer?
There's a scene in the trailer, and
Is
what
that
happened?
is that similar? Is that kind of is that from that moment?
There's a few things, because what happened is I was trying to write this story, I couldn't do it, and couldn't get my head around it. So I met Will Arnett. I was introduced to him by a friend of mine, Chris, who's one of the producers, and Will said, "Can I write it with my co-writer Mark?" And so I sat with Mark and Will and went through loads of stuff, and then when we saw an edit of the film, there's loads of bits in it where me and Melanie saw an edit in July or something, and there was loads of bits in it. I was thinking, oh my God, that's like so accurate, and it wasn't what I thought was in the script, if you see what I mean. Because obviously you get something that's written, and then when it's filmed, it kind of always gets on its new life. And I was saying, there was one particular scene I was talking to Mark about, and he said, "Oh, that came from the conversation that we had. I forgot I told him that bit."
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And it's all the little nuances. It's all the little things. So it's I'll be very, very, very excited to see the end result. Very
I know.
excited.
I want to see it, man. And I was off on Friday night too, but whatever.
Yeah, but you know what?
You know what? You should have said I was your brother.
Yeah, you know what? They just said there was nothing left because we asked them late, and because we've been dealing with the American office, and that was my fault. I should have asked earlier. But it's one of those things, because everything that we do, we're kind of in control of. This is something that you have to hand over.
Yeah.
And it's a whole world I'm not used to, and there's this machinery behind it. We're kind of learning as we go along. Tomorrow's red carpets and all that stuff. Well, that's not.
So who's going to be there tomorrow?
I've no idea.
Like, as in, like, is the whole operation moving over? Is what I'm asking.
Yeah. So, Bradley Cooper's coming over. Will Arnett, Laura.
Now, are you
Dern,
going to be on the stage like they were? Because they were.
What's happening is they're doing a Q&A, and I'm an exec producer, so I'm going to sit on the front row with the other producers. I think it would be interesting, because in the UK, I think there'll be questions probably directed to me, not over in the States. So I'll probably end up having to answer a few things, but it's primarily them. So, which is fine. So we've got a screening 6 till 8, and then at the end of that screening we leave, and another screening would have already began, and we come in at the end to do a Q&A, and then and then there's another Q&A the day after, and then the ship leaves. The train leaves town then, and they go on somewhere else and leave the rest of us, the English people, behind.
Well, let's hope that it's a huge success, and we can get a private jet and live it up around the United States. Because I'm sick of doing this pod on the Zoom. I want a text from Brad being like, "Des, can you get on the private jet at 5 o'clock? We'll record at 10 o'clock."
Yeah, in Acapulco. I can't say Acapulco.
Acapulco. That's like the most 80s reference. Acapulco is like not even fancy anymore. Acapulco's like taken over by the cartels.
Magaluf.
And we'll go to Magaluf. We'll go to Santa Ponza. Yeah. All right. Go to Magaluf. Fucking. Anyway, so all right. Well, it's very exciting.
It is exciting, mate. It's odd. And,
I don't know what I can ask you. Every time I try to talk about it, you tell me I can't.
I know
talk
it's
about
hard because I think I'll know a little bit more next week, and we can talk about it a bit more in depth next week, and I can probably talk about it then, because I don't know the end product. I got a text off Bradley Cooper last week. I have to say Bradley
Nice.
Cooper because I've got Bradley on the line.
Name drop.
I know. That's what I mean. It's like, you don't want to say that, do you? I just want to say, BC, I got a text off him last week saying that he'd finished it the Tuesday before it went into New York, so not long before. So the version we saw has obviously changed and adapted. So I honestly don't know what to say about it. It's going to be strange because Melanie's going tomorrow and so are the boys. So, as a family, that's just going to be a weird experience. A very weird experience. And it's not our story, but it is. You know what I mean? It's not.
Yeah, it's inspired by your life.
Yeah, it is. So it's based in New York. The family's called Novak and all the rest of it. But it's the thing that happened here. Someone getting on stage and doing stand-up, and it's just going to be weird to watch it. But
now, the only thing I heard about the film was that Peyton Manning, who plays the volleyball coach, was shite.
No, I heard he was one of the best bits. I heard of all the candidates who went for that part, some of whom look a little bit more like a retired volleyball player than Peyton Manning. Some of whom who have that grey little lick of hair.
So for those that don't know, I got an audition for the movie. Nothing to do with John. I just got an audition as a volleyball coach. I won't give anything away about the movie, but I'll just say that I auditioned for the volleyball coach. I didn't get it. John called me after he'd been talking to Bradley, his friend Bradley, not our producer, but Bradley Cooper of The Hangover fame. And he said, "Oh, you didn't get the part." Some sports guy, some sports star got it. Some guy, he didn't know his name. So then I talked to Liz. I talked to Liz at the Comedy Cellar. I was like, "Oh, I actually auditioned for the volleyball coach." John told me some like sports guy got it, and she was like, "Yeah, Peyton Manning, who literally is one of the most famous quarterbacks of all time." So in America, that is hilarious. But obviously for John, it's not that funny because he still doesn't really know who Peyton Manning is.
I know, but it is. For British people, it's like David Beckham getting a part of the film.
Literally.
It's like, who do you think of when you think of that sport? Peyton Manning. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if David Beckham is the right example. I think maybe Tony Adams.
Tony Adams?
No, just David Beckham's too good looking for that. But anyway, it doesn't matter. No, who's like a really who's a famous, not Wayne Rooney either. That wouldn't be fair on Peyton Manning. Who's like a Alan Shearer got the part. That's
Gary Lineker.
Gary Lineker, Alan Shearer. Those would be two.
Alan Shearer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, in the film that Des
not only
wasn't
could
in,
John couldn't pull any fucking strings to get me a part, and he couldn't even get me a goddamn ticket to the show.
Couldn't get you the ticket. That was my fault. That was bad.
That'll tell you how much. That'll tell you how much Hollywood cred John's getting out of this.
Exactly. Yeah.
He couldn't even get his younger brother a ticket to the premiere. Unbelievable.
Exactly. There will be people who went to that premiere who decided half an hour before and they got a ticket, but I couldn't get one for me twin. There you go.
So there you go. All right. Well,
it's out in America on the 19th of December, so you'll see it before.
Oh, the 19th of December.
Us.
Yeah. It's in America 19th. I think it's here on the 21st of January. I think I might have got that wrong.
I think it's the 30th.
30th. Oh, January is when it goes everywhere, and in other parts of the world.
I just want to point out that Killian got me tickets to the premiere of Dunkirk. I was sitting right next to Harry Styles. I look forward. Well, I look forward to you. I look forward to you having some real power.
Killian's got more sway than I have. Yeah, 100%.
But maybe you can get a best What is the Oscar for somebody who inspired somebody who inspired?
There's not one. You get a set of towels.
Well, maybe you can invite me to the Chortle Awards.
Yeah, no, listen.
the Chortle 2025 comedian.
Killian had more. You should have got Killian to get you the ticket to my movie on Friday. He'd have got more sway than me.
I met Harry Styles, man. Did I ever tell you that story about Harry Styles?
No, what?
So, well, the joke I say, which is partially true, was that I ended up hanging out with Harry Styles, and it was so annoying because he was so cool and funny and such a nice guy. I was like, God damn it. Not only is this motherfucker got everything, but he's also like a nice guy. I didn't even get the story of being like, yeah, he was a wanker. No, he was so cool and very funny, actually. Like, really funny. Yeah. But coincidentally enough, somehow I ended up bringing up, you came up in conversation, and he said that he was in the same school as your kids. So even when I met one of the most famous people I've ever met in my life, John Bishop still managed to trump me with a name drop that he knew your lads, kind of, sort of, not they weren't close, but he knew them.
They weren't there at the same time, but they went to the same school.
Yeah. So anyway, that was. I'd say he was one of the most famous people I've ever met, actually, Harry Styles.
Yeah, but he's one of those who, as you say, is just a nice person. And when you think
he really is
in that realm, like how you.
By the way, I didn't want him to be an asshole. That was a joke.
No,
but
how would you not go nuts? It's amazing because bear in mind, I think he was the youngest one amongst them, wasn't he?
Was he?
I think so. Was it him or Niall? And Niall's a good lad as well. It's that bit where you go like that boy band world, which seems to have gone now. There seems to be no boy bands anymore.
Well, because the K-pop is taking over.
K-pop's took over, and all the boy bands are now middle-aged men bands.
So Hannah and I, for comedy purposes, I was curious about the phenomenon of K-pop demon hunters. So I was like, Hannah, let's just watch it. It's amazing.
What is it?
I'm like obsessed
What's
now.
that? We're
going up. You don't know about K-pop demon hunters?
No.
John, get out of your own ass.
I've been too busy trying to get into my own movie.
I can't even get a part in the movie of my own life.
Brad.
I can't even get my friend a ticket to the premiere of the movie of my own fucking life. So anyway, it's all the my friends' kids were into it during the summer, but it really hadn't taken off as much as the phenomenon. But now it's humongous.
But what is it?
It's a cartoon for kids, but the music is incredible.
It's a cartoon? I thought it was like a reality show that about they made a band or something, the way you said it.
Yeah. So the music is K-pop. But anyway, it'll suck you in. That's all I can say. So it's not it wasn't a cartoon about a band that was already famous. But now Huntrix, the three girls that sing in it, have become humongous. And what's really cool is one of them was told that she was too old to be a K-pop star.
How old is she?
I don't know, but I just know that now she's humongous. But it was kind of like, because she's the voice. She's the voice and the singer of.
But have they become famous as themselves now?
Yeah, they're doing a huge tour now.
I don't know why I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And
wow.
the K-poppers, because it's a bit over the top, isn't it?
What do you mean?
In terms of like the intensity. Isn't it? Wasn't there some questions about whether it's good? It's actually good because the intensity of when they make it, they just work them to death, don't they?
All that stuff, yeah. Yeah, I'm not as up on the sort of, but it's a huge industry, so there's always going to be a bit of the dark side of exploitation, young people, plastic surgery. The big thing with the Korean K-pop bands. Did you know, that's one thing I learned when I lived in China. Korea, at that time, I don't know about now, was per capita the most plastic surgery in the world?
No.
It was in 2013. A lot of them get the eyelid surgery. There's a surgery they get, and So let me see per capita who gets the most plastic surgery. Just to verify. Now, I'm just saying this is what I was told when I was in China. So don't. South Korea has the highest per capita rate of plastic surgery in the world, with approximately 8.9 procedures per 1,000 people. The high rate is attributed to cultural norms, as well as an established aesthetic industry in the country, which has led to it being called the plastic surgery capital of the world. So now, John, it's an issue, though. Okay. So go ahead.
It's an issue with all of that, with all of it, and it's so fucking prevalent. And I don't want to be over judgmental, but the amount of people who are doing it now and doing it well before you think they need to do it is fucking scary.
Yeah, it's scary, man.
It's
so common here, man. Like,
yeah.
So the Korean thing is like its own aesthetic. They're going. You see that K-pop look. It's like a look.
What are they looking for? What
I think honestly,
thing?
I mean, I can't speak, but they definitely they all seem to do something to their nose. A lot of them do something to their chin. They definitely do the eyelid. The eyelid surgery, I think, is the most common procedure. So it's like a fold. I think most Europeans have a natural fold in their eyelids. I'm open to correction on this, but so they get the fold put in, or else they get the fold taken out, one or the other. But that's very common surgery there. And so they're made to look like almost like a porcelain doll. And then in China, they call the male thing yang, but like there's almost like an effeminate look that the boys go for. I don't think that's controversial to say, because I know in China they call it yang, but it's kind of like effeminate. So all the boy bands look quite effeminate, wouldn't you say, Brad?
Yeah, like boyish.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the but over here it's so common now. A lot of people getting chin plants.
Chin plants.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's the reaction of a guy that has a very prominent jaw, though. There's a lot of men.
You two have both got pretty privilege.
You
don't know the
you
struggle.
got a good jaw, bro. What are you talking about? You have a good jaw. It's just the first time we're seeing it because you're getting rid of all the fat around it.
Yeah,
so now as we're starting to see your jaw,
now all the fat's gone. We can see your face.
You got a jawline. No, you have a jawline, Brad. Come on, man.
No, I just I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it all.
I mean, listen, if you want to do what you want to do, it's just that when you're chasing something that's not realistic, I just don't get it. And but on the flip side of things, again, you look at, like we were talking about Hollywood and stuff like that. You look at people in that world, and you think, fuck, what are you doing it for? Like you definitely don't need to be doing it. But it almost looks odd if you don't do it. You know what I mean? When something becomes so normalised, and you're talking about in Korea where so many people are doing it and doing it at a younger age, and then it becomes normalised, and then it's like you look odd. You look odd if you can close your eyes.
Let me ask you a question. If somebody said to you, "Hey, if you get plastic surgery, you might be able to get a part in a movie about your own life," would you do it?
Are you saying Peyton Manning's? Are you casting it in a spaceship?
No, actually, I wasn't thinking about myself.
Are you saying that's the reason? I don't know whether I think there's something in me.
Well, listen, John, if you want to make it in this business in the States, if this movie does well and you want to make it in the States, you're going to have to get at least a mini facelift.
No, mate, I'm going like this. I want them to see what it's like in the pits in the north of England. I want them to know what a working man from the north of England who's got really soft hands looks like.
Yeah, you better hope that Bradley Cooper's next movie is about coal miners in West Virginia, bro.
Coal miners, Ricketts.
Coal miners in West Virginia, man. Or else maybe he'll do a movie about North Wales or some shit, you know? Because with this face right now, your weathered look's just not going to cut it here in Hollywood, bro.
That's okay.
You got too much character in your face.
I think I'm where I belong.
Listen,
I think I'm where I belong in the Frog and Bucket.
Enjoy your Ken Loach movies, bro. I'm joking, by the way, because I love Ken Loach.
I've done one.
I know, that's why I brought it up.
I know. But the listeners mightn't, so I just wanted to throw it in.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean?
Just in case they didn't know.
Casually drop it in and go, wow, there's a reason he said that.
So, anyway, John's career in the States brings a whole new meaning into Doctor Who. Because everyone's like, who? God, John's career in the UK is Doctor Who, and in America it's Mr. Who. John Who? Is he a new kung fu movie director? John Who?
Funny.
No, that's John Woo. Anyway, sorry. No, he is a great Hong Kong director. But anyway, whatever. We're really mixing the Asian and the Western culture here today on the podcast. So
we're all going all over the place. So
I've nothing else to add to.
No, neither have I, because I'm looking. Colin, who's doing the sound tonight, is set up the microphone on the stage.
So anyway, just before we go, you're in the Frog and Bucket tonight. What is this kind of like you're doing like a throwback show?
Well, so this tour's all arenas, and then because it's a celebration, I thought it'd be funny to do the Frog and Bucket on a Monday night, because it was a Monday night in October the year 2000.
Really?
When I first walked on stage, so it's literally 25 years ago, almost to the day that I'm doing it. And so and tonight, Mick Ferry.
It'd be great if Bradley Cooper would introduce you, but anyway, Mick Ferry will be fine.
No, Mick Ferry would be better because he
was there.
Is the comic who was there, and Colin, who sent up the mic, was the sound man who was working that night.
Really?
So yeah. So it's as close to what it was on the night, and it's a little bit of a celebration, a little bit of a throwback, a little bit of a homage, a little bit of paying your dues. So
you're gonna film it though, right, Bradley?
We're doing bits of filming, and you know, I mean, like we did Manchester Arena last week, we did Leeds Arena last night, over the weekend, and then you're coming here, and
back to your roots.
And then tomorrow you're going on the red carpet to watch a film inspired by this
moment. Wow,
it's mental. It's like someone planned it. It's mental, and I'll be honest with you, it's a little bit trying to get your head around it. Today has been a little bit of a head fuck, a bit of like, really, you know what I mean? It's like it's so surreal. And I'm looking forward to tonight's gig, but I'm also on Wednesday. I'm back on the road again in Nottingham, in the Nottingham Arena, and it'll be like I almost want to get to Wednesday quick, because between now and Wednesday, it's all unknown territory. Whereas once Wednesday comes around, I can go,
you're back in your routine.
We can breathe again. And also, because we've got photographs on the red carpet, it won't be till Wednesday that I can breathe out. I'll get this corset off.
He hasn't eaten in a week.
Lisa keeps whispering to me to say that it's Thursday, but in Nottingham, not Wednesday.
Is it? It's Thursday. Oh shit, it is, because it's Monday today, isn't it? Yeah, so it's filmed tomorrow, then another screen, then Thursday in Nottingham. Yeah. Although if anyone's listening to this and suddenly decided to go to Nottingham, they go, oh my God, now's the time.
We'll be there tomorrow for those listening today, on the day that it comes out.
Oh yeah, so
has Lisa been listening to this entire conversation?
By the time this has gone out, all of the things that I suppose, thinking about or concerned with would have already happened.
So
mate.
anyway, what was I was going to say one more thing before we go, but it's gone out of my head.
Right.
Well,
Well,
I wish
am,
you the best. I wish you the best on this.
It's going to be a mad few days, Des. Honestly, it's going to be a mad
endeavor.
few days. Probably the maddest few days since I started this career.
Oh, I know what
and
I
there's
was going to
been
say.
plenty of them.
I'm looking forward after the movie comes out. I'm looking forward to one of these internet nerds that does like an AI edit and puts your voice and like makes it all as if it happened in like Liverpool or Manchester.
Yeah, I want them to put your face on Peyton Manning's
Yeah.
head in that scene.
I mean, I literally play volleyball, man. This fucking guy can't act. I've never met him, by the way, but I'm kidding. By the way, he's actually very funny, Peyton Manning. He was on.
Yeah, he comes
did
across well. To
he
be
did
fair,
the
in bit
roast.
that I
He did
saw.
the roast of Tom Brady, and he was very funny. And he presents a lot of stuff with his brother. His brother was also a Super Bowl winning quarterback, Eli Manning. So no, all these are jokes.
No shade. No shade.
No shade. Wow, John, so modern.
I know. Yeah.
Wow,
That's good, that,
John.
Is shade good? You know what I mean? I'm getting down.
I mean, you
with
could
the
really,
kids
you
and
could
the
pass
older
as
quarter.
younger if you were just willing to get a little bit of a pullback,
Pull
pull back on the old
go.
skin, a
If
little,
it
even
just-
a mini face if they just do the bottom.
What I might do is do half me face and see if people notice.
I honestly, I think we should make. We should make. Then it'll just look like you had a stroke because you'll have like one side of your face is tight. They'd be like John Bishop had a stroke, like Donald Trump. But what I would like to do, actually, for content, I think we really should both go for a mini facelift and we make a whole content thing about it.
Yeah, well, you go first.
No problem. Me and Bradley. Bradley will gladly get some plastic surgery.
Oh, listen. You think
Especially
he
if he can
You know- you
put
know-
it on if he can put it on the company.
Hey, don't even start that. Tomorrow.
Why are you suddenly whispering? Why does it sound like you're about to say a secret here?
He's going to
I know,
expose
because
me.
I am. Tomorrow when I'm on the red carpet going to the film, you know where Bradley's going to be?
Where?
Getting his teeth done.
Oh, but that's totally normal.
Yeah, but he had the ticket. He had the ticket and said, no, I'd rather go
Wow.
to the dentist.
That's actually what I always like to bring up to people that are very judgmental about plastic surgery. I'm like, well, how do you feel about getting your teeth fixed? And they're like, oh, that's different. It's like, it's not. It's the same thing. It's
How do you
all
feel
just
about washing? How do you
it's
feel
pres-
about washing? Using
Washing?
soap. Yeah, it's all a process of self-improvement, isn't it? It's just degrees of self-improvement.
soap. Well, there's other factors with the soap. But anyway, I do think that it is a kind of it's a hypocrisy, really. If you're so judgmental about plastic surgery, but then you had braces and, you probably got veneers and different things like that.
Yeah.
I
Right.
have veneers, just so you know.
Bradley will have soon.
Bradley, we look forward to you.
Yeah,
we look
well.
forward to you. We look forward to your new teeth with your. Anyway. All right, let's go. Come on, John. John's got a busy day.
Let's wrap it up because I'm going to go back to my old cell, have a kid, and then prepare for my
Yeah.
frog and bucket reappearance.
Daddy has to have a nap.
Daddy has to have a nap. All right. Thanks, Des.
Thanks, everybody.
And I will. We will catch up next week when the world will be very, very different.
But
And
your
we'll
world.
we'll just be back to normal then, won't we? There'll be no
All
more
right.
anticipation.
Okay. Well,
All
I
right,
look
God
forward to
bless,
reading
mate.
the reviews. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Ta-ra.